And on your election headquarters, flag bearer hopeful of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Kwabena Duffour, has dragged leadership of the party to court in an interlocutory injunction to restrain the party from holding its Congress this weekend. Dr. Duffour had earlier raised concerns about the credibility of the party's voters register, which he says is fraught with several discrepancies. Court correspondent Joseph Akabli shares excerpts of that read.
They are asking that the court puts the upcoming primaries on hold. That is the main relief that they are seeking, and restrains the Electoral Commission, for that matter, from organizing the primaries. They've also gone ahead to file an application for an injunction, and interestingly, that application for injunction is to be moved on the 15th. In terms of the documents that have been filed, they make quite a number of allegations in terms of the analysis that they've carried out regarding what they found when they received the register or the photo album from the party. They say that upon verification, it was found that the number of constituencies on the hard drive given to their representatives was 220, as opposed to the number of 228 that the party has indicated to be conducting the elections in terms of the constituencies. They say that after the initial verification also, they realized that there were some discrepancies in that there were some persons who, about 3,910 eligible voters, who have been disenfranchised. So persons who are supposed to be part of the electoral system who have been taken off. They also make the point that there are some individuals who have been added that they cannot simply vouch for them. Then they talk about repetitive names. They say in some instances, the names and identification is the same, but you realize that there is some slight difference by way of the person's identity. And so this is what they put before the court by way of the evidence, and saying that they are that the photo album register put out by the second defendant with the knowledge and consent and tacit approval of the first defendant will compromise the integrity of the elections and very much to the detriment of Dr. Kwabena Duffour. They therefore maintain that the reluctance to extend the time for the internal elections and provide a complete and credible photo album marks of a plan to create undue advantage for manipulation of the presidential primaries.
Meanwhile, head of the NDC legal team says they're exploring the options of having the case decided before May 13, so the party can go ahead with its primaries.
The party has not flouted any regulations, because the regulations don't talk about photo album. It talks about delegate list, which has been made available to them way back in March.
Are you telling? Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Now you talk about discrepancies. This happens. It's a commonplace. When these things happen, we invite the aspirants into a meeting with the elections committee. And while that meeting is taking place or is going on, there's somebody who is sitting with a computer, and then the corrections are inserted. This was a meeting that would have happened yesterday, but they abandoned the meeting and ran to court. So it is not as if when you are doing such an exercise, which covers about 356,624 delegates. Our delegates are 365, or 356 rather, 356, 624. There will definitely be some challenges, but what normally happens is for all the consensus or their representatives to come and sit with the election directorate, and then these corrections are made. You don't need to go to court on this. So what we are doing is to use the rules of court that allow for such things to happen, where this matter will be heard before Saturday. So we are exploring the use of legal instruments within the confines of the law to ensure that this matter is heard before Saturday. I have received calls from delegates all over the country. My last call came from Sandema, and they are livid I'm not surprised that those texters are saying that clearly the number of votes that Dr. Duffour will have garnered will be reduced by this action that he has taken. This is not in the best interest of the party. For you to file a frivolous and a vexatious research as this, just to thwart the effort of the party in its forward march, it's mind-boggling, particularly when it's coming from a very senior member of the party who should have known better.
Let's cross over to the Electoral Commission and speak with my colleague Samuel Mbura, who's been monitoring a meeting with the EC this afternoon. Mbura, what can you report from where you are?
So, Aisha, all agents of the three candidates have been invited by the Electoral Commission for a meeting with the Elections Directorate of the NDC so far as the voters register is concerned. I spoke to the Kojo Bonsu. I tried establishing contact with the Kojo Bonsu team, but I didn't get to, but I managed to get to the camp of Dr. Kwabena Duffour. His agent is here. 4 minutes ago, we had Mr. Otukuno representing the John Mahama camp getting into the meeting. So let me just talk to Mr. Kofi Kukubo. He is the head of research and strategy with the Duffour campaign team. So, Mr. Kukubo, thank you very much. You are live on JoyNews. Tell us, has anything changed?
No, nothing has changed. Since Monday that we submitted our findings and assessment, no official response has been issued from the party.
Has the party called you this morning, perhaps for a meeting or something?
No. Go further.
So who invited you for this engagement today?
We received official letter from the Electoral Commission, signed by the Deputy Director of Operations. So we are here on the invitation of the Electoral Commission.
They give the details as to what you are coming to discuss, maybe the agenda for the meeting.
I think it's about the same issue that we have raised.
Are you expecting anything different? Are you willing to cooperate to ensure that you have successful elections over the weekend?
Well, the findings is the register, and considering the time frame, I don't know whether this meeting is capable of resolving all those issues before Saturday.
So what would you want the Electoral Commission to do for you if you are given the opportunity to raise your concern?
Well, I cannot assume anything. So we'll go and listen, and let us hear them. Then from there, we know what issues to arrive at. I report to someone superior, so I cannot exceed this.
So is the easy part of the feud, or is it the party that you are?
EC has been put on the field. So EC has been set.
So expectations from the EC?
I don't know. They invited, so they're going to listen to them. Okay.
So actually, that's Kofi Kukubo. He is the agent for the Duffour campaign team. It says the meeting is basically about the voters register, and they are hoping that these issues would go in their favor. They expect that their concerns are addressed before we get into election. You also heard him say that the EC is also putting notice so far as the legal action is concerned. So we are still waiting for the camp of Kojo Bonsu and then the Elections Directorate of the NDC to arrive at the EC head office here.
Samuel Mbura with that update from the Electoral Commission. We'll be monitoring that meeting. We certainly will bring you more from the EC's head office.